everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now this is an important video. See, life is all about negotiation, whether it be lawsuits or joint ventures or different ministers of different countries dealing with each other, representing their countries. It is all about trying to get from others what you want from them. It is all back and forth communication, all the while exploring interests that we both like to achieve. Now the standard strategies for solving arguments and winning negotiations don't seem to work out. There are basically two approaches. There's a hard negotiation and a soft negotiation. Let me tell you about them. See, in a soft negotiation, the person tries to avoid conflict. They concede too easily and then they end up feeling exploited. But in a hard negotiation, the person has a very extreme position. They try to make it a contest and they have a winner take it all mentality, and then they end up harming the relationship. But there's a third way. It is called as principled negotiation, and it combines hard negotiation and soft negotiation both. So how does that play out? See, the results in this approach are based on fair standards, based on the merits of the situation. There are no tricks involved, and you get what you're entitled to while still being decent. It has been created by the Harvard Negotiation Project. Now, the ideas that I'm going to be sharing in this video are by Roger Fisher and William Ury from their book Getting to Yes. See, the traditional way of solving arguments and negotiations is that we bargain over positions. For example, while we're haggling with a shopkeeper over the price of a teapot. Now, the right way to approach this would be that all the parties get their legitimate concerns met, that is, the shopkeeper gets the rightful price that he's asking for, and that you get the teapot as advertised, and that the conflicting interests of both the parties are met fairly. But what are the problems with dealing with the negotiation in a positional bargaining approach? Let me tell you how. See, first of all, you become attached to your position. Second, your ego becomes involved. Third, it wastes a lot of time and raises cost. You try to get as much benefits as possible by starting with an extreme position, and then you start deceiving the other party about what you actually want. And lastly, it can shatter relationships. Now imagine 150 countries at the United Nations trying to hammer out a multilateral agreement, but one country pulls the plug on the deal citing some specific concern. So how will the rest of the 149 countries maintain a united stand and not let the deal fall apart? Now you may be tempted to think that I'll just take a soft bargaining approach. But please understand that if you take that approach, you're playing a game in which the odds are heavily stacked against you and you're prone to being exploited. See, the process of solving a negotiation has two parts. First of all, what is the substance? Say you're trying to get a raise in your salary. And secondly, how will you approach it? Now, how does a positional bargaining approach solve this problem? It focuses on the merits. Now, let me tell you how. First, you are a problem solver. Second, you proceed with the deal independent of trust. Third, you explore the different interests of yours and others as well. And fourth, you develop multiple options to choose from. And lastly, you be reasonable and don't yield to pressure. So what is the first step in principled bargaining? First of all, understand that all negotiators are human. There's a human aspect to all of this. People have their egos and their viewpoints. Now there is an interest not just in the substance of the argument, but also the relationship. Winning a short-term negotiation will not help you secure a long-term relationship. So put yourself in their shoes. Don't try to be Sherlock Holmes and try to deduce their emotions. Don't blame other people for your problems. And be explicit about your interest. Talk about it frankly and honestly. So how do you achieve this? Communication. Be a good listener. Now the book has given examples of famous negotiations which were solved by having private and confidential means of communication, by not letting it go public. And lastly, before making a big statement, you should know what you want to communicate and what purpose it will serve. Now, as a next step in principled bargaining, you have to find out why is the other party taking the stand that they are, and why aren't they trying to accept your stand. So the authors say, be specific about what you want. Appreciate the other party's interest if you want them to appreciate yours. And here's some great advice. Always give the reasons first and then the conclusion about the situation. Now let's talk about generating options and enlarging the pie. See, the authors say that people try to narrow the gap and they don't try to broaden the options available. So they say don't look for a single best answer, look for mutual gains. And there's a difference between inventing options and deciding upon one. Now look at this diagram. See, there's a difference between in theory and in the real world. So in the real world, what's wrong? what's disliked currently versus preferred in the future, and in theory, diagnose the problem, suggest causes for it, and what might be done, what are possible strategies. You can generate broad ideas about what might be done. And lastly, in the real world, what can might be done? What are some specific steps that might be taken? Now, here's a situation for you. What if the other party is more powerful than you? Now, this is where BATNA comes in. What's that? BATNA is best alternative to a negotiated agreement. It has 3 steps. First, you invent a list of actions you might take in case of no agreement. Second, you improve some of the promising ideas into practical alternatives. And third, you select one alternative that seems best. Alright, so I hope this video contained practical advice that you can implement in your personal and professional lives immediately. Now, if you've watched till the end and enjoyed this video, do give a thumbs up and subscribe to help support the channel for more such content in the near future. I'll catch you in the next one. See you!